I want to see if it's the same one.
It looked just like a plain building, like a warehouse or something. And then there was also, we drove into some place. It looked like it didn't have a door to it. It looked like an empty barn. And then once, we didn't know why we were in there, and then we drove out, and then some red lights went off, and we were in a Forerunner, and we left because we didn't know what to do or why we were out there. And so then somehow I was put in touch with this woman named Beth in Tucson, and who knew these contacts. I don't even know how I was doing it. You know, kind of like you a little bit.
I do. Because ETs to do it to you. I call them ETs, but they'll direct you to put the pieces together.
That's right. That's right. And she was telling me that her father had been one of those German scientists that had come over with Einstein and some of the others, and had helped with the exactly, and to go into the portals, and to, if they wanted to go through the portals, they could. And she saw her own father do that, and she said it was very painful to break down the material body to do that. And I forgot her last name, and I wondered to this very day. She said, "You're young," and she said, "You're very curious, and you're a seeker." She said, "You need to meet David Childress." And I said, "Who's that?" She said, "Well, he is he explores like you do and researches, and he lives in Illinois, and that's it." So she mentioned just a few names. And then later, after they put me together with Starworks and Paula and everything, then everything fit together. All the pieces came together. Because,
well, not all of them, not yet. Wait till you get all this part.
Not all of them. Not all of them. I know. And then, because I had a student come from a Unity church and from a sermon from there, and she came to her lesson with me, and she said, "Guess what? They have a UFO conference in Glen Rose." I said, "Are you kidding?" And so I told you about that I had was when the Stephenville lights came on, and I was working with that CEO and Robert, and our CPA said, "Don't let her go out there because they'll fire her." And he said, "You can't do it." He said, "You can't because you promised, Randy, that you'd go through with these projects." And I said, "Okay, I won't." And he said, "If you're supposed to be tied in with it, it'll come to you." So then 3 years later, in 2012, is when Judy came in from her session at the Unity and said, there's a UFO conference in Glen Rose about Stephenville lights. So I said, well, let's pick up the phone and call and get a reservation. So we did, and Paul answered the phone, and she was from Rome and here, and then I had lived in Rome. We spoke a little Italian, and she said, "You're my speaker down there." I said, "Are you kidding?" I said, "I've never spoken in front of a group of people like that." And she said, "I'm going to do it for you. You're supposed to do it. You'll be it." And I had just published my CDs, and everything just spins real fast, And, I've done a lot of family of origin counseling, worked with families and, that sort of thing, but never 200 or 300 people. And so I did, and I was really scared to death, and I looked terrible, and I was swollen from my autoimmune stuff. And but anyway, she was fantastic, and she introduced me to the next big step. And all of her conferences are really fantastic. She's great. And
I haven't met her.
Me.
Janet has. Now, see, I've never been in any UFO stuff. I was never allowed. I don't know if it was the government or the ETs
probably the government. Well,
probably,
it's interesting.
And I just want to let you know that we're off the air right now. This is going into recording, but we're off the air. We're not,
we are.
Well, they hadn't cut us off yet? Let me look at mine. They haven't kicked us off. Normally they kick us off.
I don't know if we're...
Yeah, we're still recording.
Yeah, but we could get kicked.
I don't know. Well, do you want to do this again, Karen? Go ahead.
Great.
Because she's just getting into her... Y'all, that's Paula Harris, right? You're talking about Paula Harris? because you just said Paula.
Yeah, so let's leave these for teasers for next week. Let's do this for teasers, because I don't know what if I don't want to say all this stuff. I think we've got a lot of pieces of the puzzle. I think we've got a lot of pieces of this puzzle coming together, and it's like a jigsaw puzzle, little by little. The three of us are together for a reason, because when I was sitting back listening, I could just feel a lot of ETs and different dimensional things shifting in here and everywhere. And, I mean, I can just tell you so much. I know Robert and I were driving to Houston, and we lost 3 hours, and we weren't going to Houston. And we ended up halfway in Houston, and we just went up the streets. Yeah.
I lived in Houston, lost time in Houston. I lost a lot of time in Houston. And they would show me spin things. They spun a merry-go-round. And I would ask if that was happening, or they'd turn all the lights off or on. So I learned to talk to them to anybody else, you can't tell them this, but if we're going to tell this story, we might as well put all the